DJ Speed on the beat, Speed on the beat.
Yeah, we gon' pour our bottles up, come through flies, fuck, turn these models up, fuck some commas up, light our chronic up, turn that volume up. And why? Cause real niggas on your radio. We gon' pour our bottles up, come through flies, fuck, turn these models up, fuck some commas up, light our chronic up, turn that volume up. And why? Cause real niggas on your radio. Mic check, testing 1, 2, nigga. I've been doing this before you had a clue, nigga. Was in the tunnel in school, always a cool nigga. Always where it happened for real, ain't half the fool niggas. Jimmy's Bronx, bro, don't make me have the school niggas. Bronx is the Elliott weed, the night pools, nigga. Yeah, you know the vibe, you already know. Lunchtime, mailbox, everywhere's a fucking show. So, it's only right that I be blessed. Made it out the struggle from the gutters of the BX. Was really up in them streets, I really seen death. So when this music told me go right, I never seen left. Yes, I seen some good niggas get it bad. All my niggas got it with drugs, I chose a pen and pad to write about all of the fly shit I wish I had. Till eventually it showed up, the night I seen a bag. From that night, invested everything I had. Doubled down up in this bitch and found myself a swag. I couldn't have it better, family living laugh. Light years ahead of these dudes, they couldn't catch a cab. We gon' pour our bottles up, come through flies, fuck, turn these models up, fuck some commas up, light our chronic up, turn that volume up. And why? Cause real niggas on your radio. We gon' pour our bottles up, come through flies, fuck, turn these models up, fuck some commas up, light our chronic up, turn that volume up. And why? Cause real niggas on your radio.
As a youngin' started crafting my skills with the best sellers. Young Gunner should've been signed with Rockefeller. I was everywhere, killing beats, even acapellas. You softer than my leather, early colder than the weather. Whether niggas want a problem or not, just know you got one. Shotgun, heating competition like the hot sun. You catch a tan when this jam go blam. Hop out a van and spin a band, banging Wu-Tang Clan. You know cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money, or headshot. One up in your scully, yeah, and gully. Guarantee you leave the scene bloody, little buddy. Considering I don't fuck with no dummies. Roll a blunt and eat a gummy. Got fans singing and love me. We the hottest South, spitting that shit. A young potty mouth, riding out. Niggas start beef and then be hiding out. Find them out, leave a nigga clip lying on his couch.
We gon' pour our bottles up, come through flies, fuck, turn these models up, fuck some commas up, light our chronic up, turn that volume up. And why? Cause real niggas on your radio. We gon' pour our bottles up, come through flies, fuck, turn these models up, fuck some commas up, light our chronic up, turn that volume up. And why? Cause real niggas on your radio.
Dope bars, you heard that. That was the one
Real
and only.
niggas on the radio.
That's a fact.
Our motherfucking EP,
like
cousin, family.
One. Follow him. You already know. And yo, we here. Real Recognizers in the building.
Where else we gonna be?
Hello. Welcome to Real Recognize, where real is recognized, and we just having a good time.
A great time.
It's your girl, So.
Your favorite bae, KOK.
And we are so excited to have the bro in the building. It's a family
We got
episode.
Squeegee.
We got the coquito because it's a real family time.
Exactly. It's the holidays. We got the bro in the building.
We got the one and only, the most famous. The pateles in the back. We got you. Don't worry.
Math is taking care of pateles right now. He boiling
We got
them.
the most famous bat boy. Okay, I just want y'all to know this in the history of the Yankees. Listen,
Thank you
let's
guys.
talk about it.
Thank you guys for having me. Real Recognized, man. Thank you guys, man. Happy
it's a
holidays
pleasure.
to everybody out there and families and friends, all of you guys, man.
We're gonna get right into it because y'all know I get excited. All right, listen. First of all, let's talk about how we were blessed with a one-of-a-kind card.
What? Wait.
Get my card because this is my purse. I had to put it up because, you know, we don't want to mess it up.
Uh-oh.
But peep this. Y'all need to see this because it's real. Just get my purse. It's in the slide bottle.
I'm trying to see what else was in there.
Right.
Get the money. Get the money.
Listen. Right there, she got it. We got a Topps card. Peep this. All right? This is one of the only shows we could give full government to and shit. Like, this is Luis Castillo.
Oh, shit.
Like, it's on here. We out here. All right? And let's read this. Can we read this?
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
All right. So it says Luis Squeegee Castillo is the most famous bad boy in the history of Major League Baseball.
You know.
He was born in the Bronx, whoop whoop, and grew up idolizing David Cone and the New York Yankees. I got excited for the clap.
Shout out to David Cone.
Castillo was nicknamed Squeegee by New York Yankees shortstop Derek Jeter.
I thought he cleaned windows.
He was responsible for warming up Cone during his perfect game rain delay on July 18th, 1999. Okay?
I think he got wet in the rain that day.
And He was inducted into the Hispanic Heritage Baseball Hall of Fame Museum, class of 2020, for his work and contributions on and off the field.
Cause he be doing shit and shit.
Yo,
Hey,
let's talk about it, because this gets me excited. Let's talk about it, all right? We here. How did this feel?
Well, first of all, thank you to Tops Baseball Card,
Right.
who is no longer going to be in business because Fanatics is taking over. So that right there, from baseball players, from Babe Ruth
Wow, it's going to
to
be.
now is legendary.
Right.
You know, and I'm just grateful to God and all my mentors, David Cohn, you know, for allowing me. He says that I was his good luck charm, but honestly speaking, you know,
You a musician.
and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to be in that position to warm him up that day, because Girardi wasn't, you know, not saying that he wasn't ready, but, you know, chaos when a general manager walks in and says, listen, we got 30 minutes to get on that field. Fans are waiting. The rain stopped. And he was like, yo, Squeegee, he looked for a bat boy, his you know, his little buddy to warm him up. And we were skipping him off the roof, and we got on the field, and that's the only warming up that he did that day, and he achieved immortality.
Yes.
And he made history.
Yes.
And so
Legendary.
that to me is like a movie type tale type of story,
That's a
because
fact.
that's my childhood idol. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So
You
at the
warmed
end,
him up for his perfect game.
crazy.
Like, are y'all hearing
You
this?
get to say this.
Right.
Early Squeegee.
Like, not only do you get to meet him, but you get to help him to achieve the greatest thing in his career. Like, let's talk about it. Like, once in a lifetime thing. Like, that's
Yeah, and then he cherishes that, and to see that a kid from the South Bronx, you know what I'm saying, that had passion for baseball,
yes.
came from poverty. The man has everything that he works for as well. He has struggles in his life.
Right.
And to just give a kid like myself opportunity shows there's good people out there. So we got to applaud Mr. David Cohn
That's
for
a
that.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That's
that's
a
a real
fact.
dude.
Calm.
Yeah. And another person that also another mentor, Derek Jeter.
Yes.
You know, Hall of
Gave you a
Famer.
nickname.
Yeah.
Who had J-Lo?
Duh.
I'm just saying. Excuse me.
Among
had
others,
Kate
because let's
Hudson.
talk about it. Mariah Carey. Let's talk about it. He had his resume's
Pretty
real.
boy.
His
He was a
resume's
pretty boy.
real.
Yeah.
He got his resume's real long and shit. He got a good one.
Let's
Yeah.
backtrack though. I want to
Talk about
backtrack.
it. Do it.
Let's go.
How
go.
did you even get to the Yankees? Like, we know you like the greatest bad boy ever.
Wow.
But how did you get there?
Well, I was a fan first, like everyone else. And I was fortunate enough to meet a lady named Tina Lewis, who called me today before the show.
Hey, Tina.
Awesome. Shout out to Tina Lewis.
That's the lady that, the reason why I'm sitting here talking to you guys and do so many interviews and community work. At the end of the day, she had, you know, power. She was the queen of the bleachers. She's still known for that. And she was born in the Bronx.
Hello.
Passionate Yankee fan, has pull with the organization. And she told me, we had a meeting. I went to the game. I asked my mother for $6, and I went with my friend, Alex. At the time, we was, you know, young, 97. We outlaws, you know, we don't never been to the
97
stadium.
was real. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we get in there, and my friend sits in her seat, and he badmouths her. So we didn't even know who this lady was. She then tells us, you guys got to go. And I said, what you mean we got to go? She goes, your friend used profanity. You're sitting in my seat. You guys got assigned seats. We didn't know. We thought we could sit anywhere.
Right.
So we got kicked out the stadium in 97. That next day, I went back to the stadium. And I said, hoping to God that I meet this lady. And I did. And at the end of the day, I apologized on my friend's behalf. We became best friends in 97. I told her I wanted to become a Yankee bat boy. She said, I could get that done for you. I said, you bullshit me. And she told me what to do, write a letter to Sonny Hyatt, the administrator at that time of baseball operations. And I wrote a letter, and the Yankees wrote me a letter back saying, welcome to the 1998 New York Yankee baseball staff.
Wow.
And that's where history began.
Yes.
That's great.
And who would know that a year later you'd be with your icon, your your role model, your mentor on the field and helping him to pitch his perfect game.
That I would have never even thought of, not even him. And that's why we say to each other on site, looking now at it 23 years ago, we looking at it now and we say to each other, we laugh about it. We chill with our kids together in each other's houses and wives and girlfriends. And at the end of the day, we say to each other, yo, we did that. And we did it on Yogi Berra Day, by the way. God bless the day.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Another legend. And, you know, if y'all believe in the spiritual world, I got this white man, my brother David Cohn. You know I got to tell the story, brother.
There you go. I love it.
At the end of the day, he threw 88 pitches. The Yankees retired 2 number 8s in Monument Park in Yankee Stadium when the fans can go in before the game and look at all the history and stuff. 2 catchers. And that day was Yogi Berra Day, who wore number 8. And before the perfect game, they reenacted the 1956 perfect game, the game I warmed up David Cohn. That's a freaking movie. Wow. That's a real Bronx Tale.
Wow,
and it was a rain delay, and David got the history wrong. He told Don Larson, you go jump into Yogi's arm. He goes, no, kid, you got it wrong. Yogi jumped into my arms. And David, who's a historian of baseball, one of the best in the business, he was like flabbergasted because David loves the tradition of the Yankees. So that was like, he goes, you go get him, kid. And Don Larson watched from George Steinbrenner's box. You're talking about 1956, a perfect game in the World Series. And here's David Cohn pitching a perfect game in 1999.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
And that's Snapple Facts. Snapple sponsors Snapple. It's not
Put that on the calendar.
Real recognize in the building, Squeegee, you heard?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think is really beautiful is that you've carried out their legendary give back of, you know, the Yankees have always been about the Bronx Bombers, you already know, and you said yourself, David Cohn is very big on giving back. Obviously, he gave you this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I think that it's beautiful that you've carried that out throughout the years. Like, you've never forgotten where you come from. This man, we've had the pleasure of doing a give back with him ourselves this past weekend. And everybody knows him. Like, you know, everybody pulls up and it's like, oh, Squeegee. Like, he's just...
His humbleness is what Jeter and Ruben Sierra, David Cohn, all these players taught me, and even people from the neighborhood, people that even did wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's about, we all make mistakes. We all not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And if you show me a perfect person out there, then applaud you, man, because we all make mistakes.
Right.
But giving back is a nature because we all humans. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it make you feel good when you get back to a kid?
It was
amazing.
The most rewarding feeling.
It makes you feel like you got $1 million in your heart, right?
Yes.
This past year for me is been. We started last year with the Christmas give back. Remember that?
Right.
So
which was great.
Like this past year, I've just been, and then we did the school give back.
Correct.
You know? We just, it's been a different feeling as an adult giving back, right? Because like we said, we all come from where we come from. We did what we did, and we are where we are, right?
Correct.
But the feeling of giving back is fucking amazing.
It's true.
And it kind of like, you know, it touched me how many people actually need out there.
Right.
Correct.
Right. And it's the kids for me.
It is.
I want to hug all of
I'm
them, but I
gonna
don't
tell
want to
you
look crazy.
a quick story to touch on what you said, and that's beautiful. And I hope the people that are watching out there can understand that the importance of sacrifice. It's not about the views, the likes. It has to come from your heart. George Steinbrenner always said that. And when you give back and you go home, you might forget the name, but you won't forget the face and the smile.
Absolutely.
And another thing is that at the end of the day of giving back, you do it from the kindness of your heart. You know what I'm saying? So when dumb kids grow up, they're going to remember all of us and many before us that did for them. They're going to be like, wait a minute. When they get our age, they're going to be like, they did that for me.
Let's do that.
Let's pay it
continue,
forward.
right.
You understand? That's what humanity's about.
Yes.
And I think we lost touch with that.
We did. At some point, you know, like things happen. Life's been hard, you know.
For everyone.
But
listen, it doesn't, you don't need money to give back.
Right.
If you see an old lady, it don't got to be your mother. See her walking down the street with some, you know, shopping bags or whatever. Mama, you need help?
That's a fact.
We lost that art in our communities. And at the end of the day, that makes a respectful woman and a man. And at the end of the day, I love where I come from because the Bronx teaches us we all got talent.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We created it.
We are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queens, I can't say that.
Nah, you can say that. It's all
You
right.
can say that because you know
Queens keeps on faking it.
It's real recognized. We just keeping it real.
But you know, at the end of the day, we all urban, we all hip hop. We all got something to contribute to this world, and it's positivity.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And like I said, I'm thankful when I was a young kid to learn from Derek Jeter, helping him with his foundation when I was young.
Amazing.
I would see kids in wheelchairs. You wouldn't imagine the kids I seen with tubes down their throat, cancer kids that only maybe had like a couple of days to live. And
my God.
he took sacrifices, to say, hey, I'm Derek Jeter, but you know what? This kid wanted to meet me, so I got my uniform on. I don't care if Pedro Martinez and this game is so important and I'm facing him. I'm going to take 2 minutes out of my time to take a picture with this kid and his family, and that kid will leave with that memory.
That's amazing.
And that's a real man.
That is.
You know what I'm saying? And we missing a lot of those athletes now that forget where they come from.
Right. But I'm just proud that the Yankees keeps that alive. They always have. They always will. Always about the community. Always about the Bronx. That shit gets me hyped.
Bronx Bombers.
For real. For real.
You know what's funny? I was watching reels on Instagram today, and I saw one of Nikki. And Nikki said a whole bunch of stuff, but one part that really caught me was she was like, when I used to turn on the radio, I used to listen to talent. Now you turn on the radio, you listen to popular people.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
There's a difference.
Ain't that the truth?
Amen. That's real.
And everything
That's real
is
what you just
about,
quoted.
it's true. Everything is about like popularity and clout.
I think social media has damaged the culture
Absolutely.
of
It's saturated
us,
it.
you know,
With too
talking
many
to each
opinions.
other and helping each other out. As of when your neighbor used to come and say, you want to play the food?
Right.
And now neighbors are scared to even ask you because they're ashamed that they don't got or you don't got pride. I learned how to put pride aside, and I had to learn
Remember,
that.
can I get a cup of sugar?
Right.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Now we don't got that no more.
Niggas don't do that no more.
And just seeing your neighbor, like, it's like he was saying, like, I remember helping ladies up the stairs with their carrito. Like, I got you, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me help her real quick. Or
Or a lady with a stroller,
right?
you know what I'm saying? A single mom, you know?
It's we grew up in that community time, like, but it's also like we grew up in this time where kids still played outside. Like, all of that is dead with the advancement of technology.
Social
it's
media
not
and then
just social
COVID.
media, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like every
Correct, I
game
agree.
is technical, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of kids in the neighborhoods that, want to be the next Michael Jordan, the next Derek Jeter, the next Tiger Woods. But where are these politicians? And I'm going to keep it real. Like, I don't care who like it or don't. Ruben Diaz Jr. Where are these people that are our own race? And this is why I supported Eric Adams, and he's a real man, and he's going to make this change. I think he's going to be the next Dinkins. He's going to change New York.
really?
And I met with him 3 times personally.
Dope.
And I tell him the way I talk to you guys, it's not about who I am. If I have a platform and I could use influence to help the next generations what we didn't have, I'm there. I'm all for
That's
it.
a fact.
And at the end of the day, what's missing now here is where is the helping the African American, the Latino kid, instead of playing Call of Duty, grabbing a gun, going to rob a store,
right.
where you at supporting these kids with PAL programs for free? Why you charging? I remember when PAL was free
Right.
Yep.
Right.
in Longwood Avenue. Now you charging $500 for a kid. Come on, there's us Latinos and African American women and men that are
Yes.
couples got more than 2 kids.
Yes.
Can't afford $1,000 to
PAL
take
was a
send your
big
kid.
thing when we were kids.
Right. Are
And
you
for a
serious?
give back. For them to
And this is why I fight so hard with Mr. Ray Negron, the consultant of the New York Yankees. And we do this because of George Steinbrenner. And I want the media to hear this. George Steinbrenner was not a racist, loved the urban communities, gave back to us. And why he's not in the Hall of Fame? Because he gave back to us. You understand? And that's wrong. Because that man didn't see color. He said, if you made 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes, 4 mistakes, 5 mistakes, he was not willing to give up on you. Didn't matter your color, your age. And he showed a young man like me, and that's why I'm paying it forward, because when I was 15 years old, I saw a man like that with his stature, so much money. He didn't forget about that kid that in a school they shot up CS-55 in Cotrona Park. He was there.
Wow.
He was saying a speech. He left in his limousine The principal called them with rain and glow, and they said they had he saw a bullet hole in the window. You know what he said? This can't happen. We need more security, and we need to fix these windows and better this community. A billionaire owner.
That's amazing.
And he never grew up in the hood. But that moment, he said, I don't know exactly. Right. And he understands Daryl Strawberry, a Doc Gooden, a Squeegee, or anyone else, because he didn't see color. He didn't see money. Right. What he saw was we all deserve equality.
Yes.
And I want to toast to that.
Yes,
to Mr.
I want to toast to that.
Yes. I filled my cup because I was drinking when I was listening.
That was amazing. That's beautiful. And I'm just glad that you're keeping that legend alive. Seriously.
And because he deserves it, you know, at the end of the day, that man, he has a juggernaut corporation for his family for years to come. And he wasn't selfish. And at the end of the day, he said if the fans came in to pay my rent, pay my players' contracts, he said, you guys got to put your best effort for these fans. He didn't think about himself. He thought about the city.
Right.
And that's why I feel and I hope that we petitioning that our boss goes into the Hall of Fame one day.
I hope so.
Yeah, the best owner in the business.
Right. Let's talk about your induction into the Hispanic Heritage Baseball Hall of Fame.
You know?
I'm just saying, like, let's talk about who did, you know.
It's you, because this real recognized, we recognize
you. Did make it, yes. And how was that? Like, what was that, like, I mean, obviously your story has inspired tons of people. There's a lot of documentaries on Squeegee. I gotta see it. And he's definitely spoken his story, and it's very inspiring because to come from the hood and to really make shit happen and to keep giving back to the hood, it's not a story you hear every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. Like, so it's a beautiful story. But what else? Like,
wait, how many bad boys you know from the Yankees stood in front of a hip hop food truck giving out stuff to the
shout out to hip hop food truck. Freddie.
I'm just saying.
Just that whole event.
There's people that are in places, right?
Right.
But they won't come back and stand here and be here and physically do things with the community. Yes. You understand what I'm saying?
You know why? It's because
and to be recognized for it.
I love my hoods. And when I come back, you know, I moved out 2 years ago to New Jersey by Atlantic City, man, and I see a different diverse, you know, when I was young, just like these kids growing up now, we didn't have no guidance. We didn't have, you know, celebrities coming to the hood and inspiring us. So I was fortunate, and that's why I say God works in mysterious ways, that he's using me, and now I understand. So I'm passing that knowledge that was passed down to me to give it back to the next generation. You know, if you touch one kid, this is what David Cohn told me. If you touch one kid, you did your job here.
That's a fact.
You might not touch 10,000.
That's okay.
Because Jesus only had 13 followers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's about you doing a positive and giving positive impact back to where you came from. Because there's a lot of negative. You could get caught up on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Go the wrong route, and you got mad talent.
And it's happened. We know those stories.
You know?
Chaz Palmitelli. Y'all know who Chaz Palmitelli is, right? The Bronx Tale. Sonny Black. He's from Little Italy. He said, you know what's the worst thing that can happen to a human? Say that again, brother.
Right. Wasted talent.
Legacy. Say that again.
Yes.
Wasted talent, because there's a lot of talent in the hood.
Right.
You know, but we don't have that push.
Right.
There's sometimes we come from broken homes.
Right.
You know, I came from a home of poverty.
Right.
I had my father was an immigrant. My mother was, you know, a deli worker. So what I'm trying to say is we all got struggles, but we can't let that define us.
No, we got to break the generational curses. Yeah. Like, we've been here. Because we also grew up, I don't know, you know, there's some households where you grow up with these cultures of, like, you know, be appreciative with whatever job you get. Like, you know, there's not enough, you know,
lack
people
of
telling
expansion.
you, right.
I want to touch on that,
like,
what y'all saying right
it's
now.
It's like the blacksmith that's born a blacksmith. And then his son is a blacksmith, and then he's a blacksmith.
It's like, yo, if you going to be a law firm, just work as a secretary. That's fine, you know. Just
you're good there.
It's like no.
That's not who you are,
right.
Because God knows what you are.
Right.
And this is why I want to tell y'all, what I learned through baseball and the Yankees was, 1998 was so special. We had blacks, Latinos, and whites 25 men. And if you take time now with politicians and this COVID, everything is dividing us. I use that 98 team as an example because those were men in the clubhouse that had Scott Brocious, who was a country boy, knows nothing about hip hop.
Right.
You got David Cohn, who was born in Kansas, doesn't know nothing about the Bronx.
Right.
Loves New York, the Bronx.
Right.
You got Daryl Strawberry, African American, Doc Gooden, straight, urban.
Right.
They love that.
Right.
And then you got the Latinos, Posada, Mariano, and they all clicked and got along and pulled for each other, even if it was for 3 hours, because they had to work and win a game together, but they were brothers for a whole year, 162 games. So why this world for 365 days can't get along?
It's true. It's true. Unity.
That's why I say that 98 team is special.
Right. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful because it was about unity. It was about bringing.
Brotherhood.
Say that again.
It's about unity. That's what matters. It really is about bringing all different types of people together and saying, if we have this one common goal, we can succeed. There's power in numbers. Like, we all know
She's
that.
sounding like George Steinbrenner right now.
I'm just saying.
Can you get me some George Steinberger money?
Bitch, you're smart. I'm trying to get there.
Nah, but what y'all touching is right because that's what this world needs.
Right.
And see how sports can show us, a common goal. Look how we talking with each other and about topics that people are afraid of.
Right.
Why it got to be about self? I know this interview is about me, but I don't want it to be because at the end of the day, there's kids out there that are watching and they can be inspired by what we say today.
That's a fact.
If you got this mic, learn how to use it right.
Absolutely.
Right. It's about community.
Because
about,
if you tell a kid, and this is why I get upset with certain hip hop artists, you came from the hood. Why you rapping about, do perks, do Molly, do this. But you're not doing it. But you're influencing these kids to do it. So you're not a positive role model. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I respect the Michael Jacksons.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? The Elton Johns.
Yes.
The Billy Joes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I respect, the urban culture like Rakim, Nas.
Yes.
There's a couple of them now, but the culture calls them weird.
Right.
You have like the Bruno Mars.
Right.
I love Bruno.
I love
You
Bruno
understand
Mars.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're right.
Genius.
But what makes a person important?
The John
Being
Legends.
different.
Right.
Being different.
Right.
Because if you following what you doing, promoting negativity, then you really not giving back to your community.
Right.
You putting money in your pocket.
Right.
You about self. And I wasn't raised by that with Jeter, Cone, Daryl Strawberry, who changed his life. He's a pastor right now, and I want to give him an applause.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
amazing.
And he's giving back.
Yes.
And he's giving back to his communities. And that's my brother. We talk here and there through my phone. We text each other, and I tell him, I'm so proud of you, brother. Like, he's not ashamed to tell about his drug addiction when he was a player. And now he's preaching in every state.
That's
and
amazing.
using the word of God, the way God is using him to now say, yes, I was Daryl Strawberry, the famous player, but he felt alone as a player. He didn't feel rich. But he says now he feels rich in his heart because he changed. We all could change, man.
That's a fact.
And that's what's giving back to the community. So why hip-hop rappers can't do the same thing?
Right. And they can. They just
They
you
can.
know?
They just choose not to.
Right.
But it all comes from how you're raised also. You understand? Because you pick up things from the street, but then, the beginning, whereas at
Right,
home,
home.
is very, very important.
It's a fact. Shapes
You come from a selfless home. You want to know how I know? Because down from, people will see things like little things. We walked into this house. His mom
Is
made
amazing.
us food.
Amazing.
Okay?
God bless her.
She was giving us snacks, totones the whole
Yo.
time. You know what I'm saying? She
Mama
was such
Squeeze.
a
The house
support
just smelled good.
vessel.
That Spanish food.
Even when we did the give back, I went upstairs to use the bathroom. She had everybody upstairs cleaning. Mira, yo no necesito eso.
Right.
I don't
That's
need
that
that.
Puerto Rican.
Come
Right.
on, give that to the people downstairs.
Right.
Like it comes from home first.
Right.
So though people grow up sometimes, in poverty or broken homes, those little lessons that we learn from home kind of like stick to us.
It's true.
Correct. Wow. I applaud you, sister.
Yes.
For real.
And shout
That
out
was
to you
real.
for keeping that
was
alive.
real.
Yes.
You know why? Because, we come from a woman. We got to respect the woman. And she's right. And at the end of the day, I want to take this time, too, to shout out a brother, Elliot,
The handyman.
Yo.
who handed out more than 200 bags of these of gloves, skellies, and socks.
3 pairs.
And this is my childhood friend. And we made mistakes together, and he tells me that he's not embarrassed of the way I talk about our relationship. And his family has been so beautiful to me for 25 years. And I've been doing foundations now for kids for 10 years, not for profit. And on behalf, how the Yankees showed me, when he showed up to our own hood to get back, he was speaking to Legacy, to whoever, to y'all, and he was like just in awe of how many people are in need.
Right.
But you know what's crazy is that you hear the word in need, right? People automatically think homeless, drug users,
That's a fact.
Say it,
shelters.
That's a
Say
fact.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But in need is different, right?
Right.
Because I learned we had young girls
Right.
where the family doesn't have enough money,
Correct.
right? We had working men
That's a
who
fact.
support their family.
Right.
So they rather give their paycheck to their home than have gloves and hats on their own hands.
That's a fact.
Sacrifice.
You understand what I'm
Mothers
saying?
came with
So
their
it's not
children.
about just
Yes.
fathers with their children, mothers with their kids, single families, even kids that were just outside. We went into the park and there were kids outside playing. Now, we from the hood, right?
Correct.
So then you know that when you see a group of kids, right, half of them, God bless them, but their parents don't care.
Right.
The
Let
other
them play
half,
outside all day.
the other half, their parents care but can't do nothing to stop them.
Right.
Okay?
Don't got
And then you
control.
got the little
Right.
randoms in there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now we go to the park and none of them have on coats.
Right.
None. And
None
you
of
saw
them
it.
have on
I saw it
gloves.
firsthand.
None of them have
Nothing.
on gloves. None
Right.
of them have on hats. It's bleeding, freezing outside.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have a home and all of that to go to, but there's different things and different
Right.
situations going on that each one of them needed something. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid with the sweater.
Right.
They put the sweater on top of the sweater.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wanted that sweater
Right.
because
Correct,
that's
man.
not something that he,
And also
somebody
the hot
gave
chocolate.
somebody gave up a weekend sweater, right?
Yeah.
Now that's
Right.
an artist. Now we can go to a store and we can buy a weekend sweater. We can even heat press a weekend sweater. I could go
Right.
home and I can heat press my own weekend sweater. You understand what I'm saying? But he doesn't have that.
Right.
So one man's trash was another man's treasure.
Fact.
So to see him appreciate that sweater like
was
that,
so dope.
that was amazing.
It was
I
so
want
dope.
to ask you, I know, see the way you speaking, how does that feel?
Oh, it felt amazing.
amazing.
And just to know that when we were kids, nobody came to our schools
Right.
and said we had to fight for ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why we're strong enough to give back and
Right.
understand that what we went through, we don't want these kids to go through. You understand? And make the change. You know what I'm saying? And God bless the dead. Tupac Shakur is one of my favorite rappers.
Of course. Me too.
You know what I'm
of all
saying?
time.
My mother used to be like, "Paga eso, eso."
No, no.
But now, you know what she said? Play that again.
That's a fact.
But when I was young, because the media bashes them,
Right.
see how you can be easily
Right,
influenced
influenced,
to
right.
hate a person. Don't judge a book by its cover.
fact.
Because when
Read
you
it
hear
first.
Tupac, the first song they play is "First off, fuck you,
Right.
bitch,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
make you clean."
But
You know
they
what
didn't
I'm
understand
saying?
his
So
anger. But Dear
They don't
Mama.
play Dear Mama.
Right.
They
Keep
don't
your
play
head up.
Head up.
Changes.
That's
Keep
my
your head
jam.
up. We
Changes.
talk about women. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? On welfare.
Right.
You know, and that was my
Who had
hip hop
Brenda's Got a
influence
Baby?
growing up.
That was him
That was
too.
Pac too. See, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
and
about. Brenda Got a
that's what I'm
Baby.
saying. So these kids, this is why I go back to that. What these kids now are listening to, I guarantee you, Derek Jeter's not listening to that.
No.
Right.
He's not teaching his kids that.
Right.
David Cohn's not teaching his kids that.
Right.
His wife is not teaching his kids that.
Right.
I'm not teaching my kids
No,
that.
but even Eminem, right? You see,
It's
Eminem
great
is a white
influence.
rapper, right?
Yeah.
White rapper, because that's how they label people, right?
Right.
He's not just a rapper.
Yeah,
He's not
no.
a talented
Color.
artist. He's the
He's
he's the
definitely
best
a white
white rapper,
rapper.
right?
Right.
Even him, the best white rapper. You ask him what he listens to, and he doesn't listen to today's music.
No,
Right.
correct.
He doesn't listen to it at all.
Garbage, and I'm sorry.
Right.
It is at the end of the day is, in vain the leaders before us,
Right.
and this is why I say I love and I thank God for the position that I was in as a young kid with the Yankees, because it showed me to appreciate the leaders that paved the way from us, like a Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther
Right,
King,
right.
Rosa Parks, Roberto Clemente. You know what I'm saying?
Luis Alberto Campos.
Yeah, so all of them, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it paved the way for us, so why we can't pave it for the next generation?
Right.
And generations change as they go, right? Because you remember when we were little, right? Because I remember this all the time. My mother was a dance head, a freestyle head, a disco head, right? So when I started playing hip hop, it was like, that's not music.
Right.
So now here we are, right? We're sitting here with the next generation. We're like, we don't listen to that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You guys are da-da-da-da-da. But what if a conversation like this will reach 2 or 3 rappers that'll be like, you know what? My kids is listening to this. I might be a 15-year-old dad, but you know what? I'm going to be a good 15-year-old dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then switch it up, and then the generation of music changes again. You know what I'm saying?
Creative.
So it's basically what I'm trying to say is like, don't give up on it and don't like shut them out, but like see their creativity and expand it and help them mold
can do
them to the
something
left.
different
You
with
know
it,
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's why I'm saying that we are.
There's
we are
Jesus
very,
trap music.
Right.
Yeah,
Of
we are
course there
very
is.
important people, and many of us like us that are out there. There's many good people like us that want to see the culture change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to be the change we want to see. Like, I wanted to touch on something that Elliot has said. He made a comment that one of the generational curses that we grew up with is that you hear free and it's like, ain't nothing in this life for free. Like, nobody's giving you nothing for nothing. There's always a catch for it. And
earn it.
Yeah, but the thing is that we were out there really giving out something.
Yeah,
for
we
free.
look like weirdos.
It really is something that's possible.
And you
like,
saw
it
how
really
many
is something
people
that's
used to
done.
walk by and they thought it cost money.
Right.
You
no, but wait.
understand?
So
Like-
what did the kid tell you when we was bringing?
Oh,
him
it was
to the bar?
hilarious. There was this one cute. That was my
He
son
was
from another
cute.
life.
He was cute.
Because he was witty. He was super
He was
witty.
smart.
So we gather all these kids up at the park and we're like, yo, pull up. We're going to give you some hot chocolate. It's free. It's free.
Free
we
food,
bumping
free
that
clothes,
free. Yeah, we bumping that
gloves,
free.
scarves. Come,
everything.
hurry up, pull up. We got
Pull up.
music. I'm gassing them like, yo, there's music over
Right,
there.
like,
Go
yo,
follow the
hear it?
music.
So
You
I'm
got
not gonna front.
influence,
It
yeah.
took us a little while, but we finally convinced all of them, and now they all pull up, and we got a good crowd. It was at least 10 children, like
Yep.
at least, if not more. So boom, they all pull up. And they all walk. I'm feeling like a gangster. Like, yeah, we got the posse behind me. And Shorty stops and he's like, wait. Yo, you're not setting me out to put me in a van, right?
See their
I was like,
mentality?
yeah,
That's
like
their mentality.
children trafficking. No, like
right,
it become
correct.
it's a joke, right?
Right.
It was a joke out of his mouth, right?
But
And it
it's
was
true.
a joke when we heard it.
Right.
But what's so sad is that that's truth.
Truth.
True. It
You
goes to
understand
the
what I'm
whole,
saying?
like, ain't nothing in this life for free. Like,
Yeah.
if they dangling a carrot so you could get it and they could play with your stuff
Yeah.
that you don't want them to play with.
And then
But
here comes
that's
the big.
the world we living in right now.
It's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
that's
It's
just,
like, who are these 2 Spanish girls
right.
walking up in this park
I
trying
even
to get
started
the kids?
approaching people. Like, I would say, like, hey, good afternoon. Listen, I'm not a
Yeah.
weirdo. I'm
Yeah,
just,
that's how she started
But
it.
that's
I'm
how
not a
they see it.
weirdo.
Like, I'm not a weirdo. I'm just trying to. You hear the music? Like, just trying to get you to follow the
Because
music.
that's what they train and what they
right.
see in media and
Right.
the news every
Meanwhile,
day
no,
is
if we all
negativity.
get together and just set up something like that, people will come
When-
and people will enjoy
When
it.
was the last time you seen a news channel for 24 hours speak about positive stories?
Never.
I'll wait.
Right.
I'll
Follow
wait.
Global Positive News. That's the only website.
But I'm saying on
Instagram.
TV.
No, absolutely, there
that's
is
what I'm
not.
saying.
That's
And
the
that's wrong
Instagram,
because
yeah, no.
so when you watching TV every day, see, I didn't have TV. I had sports, baseball. That was what kept me alive. Because if I didn't have baseball, I guarantee you I would have been a drug dealer, I would have been killed, and I would have been in jail or dead. I'm being honest.
Right.
Because a baseball, a friend of mine teaching me baseball saved my life because what I was doing at 13 years old was smoking weed and drinking and partying and going
just
to
legal now.
hooky parties. You know what I'm saying? It's being real.
Right.
And
right.
if it wasn't for that kid, my friend that was different, playing in summer leagues and saying, yo, Luke, come on. And
That's amazing.
At 14 years old, and I'm like, let me try. I didn't know nothing about baseball. I'm like, let me
Right.
try this out. And that kid saved
bless
me
him. God
because at the end of the day, I found a love, a passion that kept me off the street.
Right.
You understand? So we need that. You know, hey, come here. Not that.
Right.
Like, so when what we did and what y'all did, yo, come, there's chocolate and
Right.
music. They like scared. But
Yeah.
then when they see it, they like, wait a
Right.
minute, they are good people out there.
Right.
Yeah, because what they hear is, right, we're going, hey, come here, get some hot chocolate. What they
Sound
hear is,
like
come
witches.
here,
Right.
come. We're going to
sounded
give you
like-
some chocolate.
Like the witch from Hansel and Gretel.
shit.
Like, or,
Because they used to go into a grocery store paying money. So now when someone is generously giving from their heart to them, they like, this can't be true.
right.
And they learn manners that day.
They did.
Oh, they did.
'Cause
Yes.
shout out to Fredo at the hip hop
Yeah.
food truck for
You
that.
couldn't get nothing if you didn't say please and thank you.
Right. And that's real because that's how it should
Each
be.
one teach one.
Right.
Each one
There was a
teach
kid
one.
that didn't even know how to, like, form that sentence. And
Yes.
like once again, like I say, we make jokes out of certain life things, but there are
real.
certain things that are not as funny as we take them, right? So this kid couldn't form the "Can I please have thank you" sentence. Like he was just stuck, and then I helped him, whatever. So that was like another good
That's
feeling. I'm
coach.
like, listen,
Yeah,
this is
that's
how you say it.
Life coach.
Say, please, can I have?
Right.
It's,
You know?
no one's ever too wrong, and God bless you for that, because you're right. We need more of that. If his friends would be like, "Oh, you stupid. You don't know how to
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How we grew up. You know what I'm saying? So now what you did was
that's
showing
how
them it's okay. It's okay to learn that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is real recognized, right? So we're gonna talk some real shit.
That's a fact.
And at the end of the day, I could have been here. Y'all could have been asking me 10,000 questions about Jeter, how it was for you. I'm tired of answering that.
Right.
And being real, this is about, I want to touch those kids out there, because what we did, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I'm trying to build my army.
Right.
The soldiers that God put me to do here and help more.
Right.
Because what you said, that kid didn't know how to do a sentence, but now he knows when he go home, Mom,
May I please
have that? You know what I'm saying? His mother gonna be like,
Right.
you know
Thank
what I'm
you
saying?
when he gets it.
And where he got it from. The street, because someone cared. That's what I'm saying. These athletes need to understand that. My foundation is children's literacy. I go to school and I donate book bags and books to schools, different schools every year. Why? Because a kid with a video game, a smart kid's gonna wind up dumb. Because they're not picking up and feeding their brain knowledge. How you think Rakim, KRS-One,
right. Their
gained that
vocabulary
they
is
weren't
ill.
cursing. They were preaching knowledge.
Busta Rhymes, vocabulary's necessary when
Take
digging
that.
into
Yes.
my library.
We all hip-hop.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Yeah. And that's what these kids need. It is positivity and role models to look up
the
to.
video in my head.
But it's being real from the heart, man. And
It
at
is.
the end of the day, I wanna shout out another corporation called H21.
I was using that. Let me tell you, it's good. Please
And
talk about
Alfred, thank you for helping me and Raina grown out. And the Yankee player Gio Sherla has donated so many of these bottles to kids from the Bronx and bobbleheads, and this keeps kids safe through COVID in schools. And this is a man that doesn't have a big contract yet, but he's an up-and-coming superstar, and he's a good friend of ours, and he does it from his heart. He doesn't ask for money to come to schools and talk to these kids, and he's a Colombian, came from nothing.
Wow.
And these are people, we need more athletes like him.
Yes.
And Derek Jeter and David Combs and Darryl Strawberries that have helped us out throughout the years, not just the Bronx, the 5 boroughs.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
every
New York
kid out
area.
People in general.
Right.
You know why? Because other states, the Yankees are so big that you could live in Oklahoma and be a freaking Yankee fan.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a
I've
fact.
seen
The Yankees is worldwide. right.
People come from
This
all
sign is
over the
worldwide.
place.
Like this sign is like
It's global, and because this significant this right here symbolizes struggle. I always tell people, Jay-Z said I made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee game. He's wrong. This right here was before him.
right, of course.
And this is
Please.
real. And at the end of the day, this was a cop that lost his life in the line of duty. And it was a plaque they still have in the stadium. That's how this NY logo came about.
Oh wow.
And George
really?
Steinbrenner always appreciates law enforcement, soldiers, because they're the reason why we can go live our lives daily.
Right.
And while we do our own lives, those are the people protecting our lives.
That's a fact.
So pay homage to the people that are sacrificing their lives and their freedom for you to live your
That's
life.
a fact.
You know, when you grow up in the hood, you are taught and programmed, right? Either you a snitch because you a cop lover, or you hood because you don't associate and you can never talk to the police.
With the police.
You
Right.
understand what
There's
I'm
no
saying?
in between.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's
And you're right about that. But what Steinbrenner believed was, at the end of the day, if a cop can influence a kid from the hood, not to become a cop, but to say, hey, don't be afraid of me. You know, I'm here to serve and protect. That's what Steinbrenner was about. And even the soldiers, that's why you see many military soldiers get honored every day in the 7th inning for the last, how God many knows, 40, 50 years by Steinbrenner and the Yankee organization, they salute a military soldier. Why? Because he's influencing a kid, because that man sacrificed his life.
Right, so we could
for us.
So we could go to a Yankees game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what that's why Steinbrenner love, and that's why I love that man. And he doesn't honor only just white soldiers, he honors African American soldiers, Hispanic soldiers, police officers, firemen. Why? Because those are the people that paved the way for us. Those are things, he said, if you can't make it in sports or baseball, a kid can still make it as a doctor,
Right.
fireman. We lost that. You know,
Right.
these kids think, oh, I gotta shoot a ball like LeBron to be famous, or I
Or be
gotta
a
hit
rapper.
I gotta hit a ball like Derek Jeter to make it. And like,
Right.
no, because if you get hurt in sport, what you have after that? You gotta have a backup plan, and that's what Steinbrenner always believed in.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Giving back. That's why giving back is so important. And these athletes coming to talk to these kids in these neighborhoods because they look up to them. You know, if you know how much it would mean, like when I was in CS 55 with Lewis and Raina Grown and Gio Scheller popped up, half these kids probably didn't know who Gio Scheller was, but they know who Derek Jeter is, you know.
Right.
But when they said the word Yankee, they went, crazy, right? So now Gio grabs the mic and says, I was just like you, poor. I stood in school. I worked hard in sports, and look at where I am. I'm not perfect in English, but I'm learning. But at the end of the day, if I made it, you
can make it.
And he
That's
came
what's
from
dope.
another country.
That's dope.
You know, and so those kids, they were inspired.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And me and Raina Grown, no lie, like little girls, we cried. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw those kids' faces like, there's people out there that care for us.
She kept crying. We was outside. I'm
was
like, you
very
don't hear the music,
emotional
I'm
for me.
dancing. And then I look over and she just keeps crying.
was
I'm
very
like, so
emotional.
stop being a little punk.
No, it's not being, but my heart was full. So when it's full, it's so full that it comes out in happy tears.
That's right.
They were happy tears.
And that's what it's about. It's about
that
giving
lady
back.
that hugs me.
You was crying like a little bitch.
I mean, you know.
And look, on top of that, who takes time out their day and don't get paid for it and to give back to their own communities?
Right.
You understand?
All that free food.
So people seeing us, other people, probably somebody that passed by said, you know what? I got to do that for my hood.
Right.
You know, now you sparking a change. You changing people's minds. You understand? Instead of, oh, what we going to do this weekend? Let's go hang out. Nah. They took a Saturday to give back to kids and adults that really need. And I can do that too.
Right.
If they taking the time to show by in a car, you can take time to stand in that cold.
Right.
Or even in the summer, don't matter.
Right. It don't matter.
But just,
Whatever. Yes, just
let it
give
come out of
back.
your heart, man.
Right. This lady was like, so what are y'all doing this for? Like, what's this for?
Oh,
I'm like, for the community.
For you.
Here's the one that gets me.
Like, just for the community, though.
Here's the
Like,
one that gets me. People that wear Yeezys, right? They be like, yo, you see my $300 Yeezys? And yo, you see my gold chain? I say, homie, been there, done that. I was sorry for myself that I acted like a fool as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? When I had big chains, all that. Who the hell I was impressing?
right.
Women? None of them girls is around no more.
Right.
Yeah.
None of them, my friends ain't around no more. Look around. You know what I'm
About it,
saying?
one gold chains, you could have put
Yeah.
that into an investment.
And
You
what
coulda
made
built
me
something.
older, what made me realize older after my second child was that, damn, these Yankee players used to tell me that. Money come, money go. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that if that keeps on, that they go to VIM or Foot Locker spending so much money on sneakers, Gucci. Listen, when you dead, you don't take none of that shit with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was a millionaire at the age of 16 to 22 years old.
Wow.
I blew $1.2 million as a rapper.
Churchill.
But I got to travel the world. I did everything.
Sangano.
Yeah.
You fucked that up.
But you know what I learned? I made it back because I asked God for a second chance. And he gave it to
And
me
you
with
got
these
it.
players.
That's a fact.
And I wrote a book. I started my own foundation.
Yes. What's the name
And
of
I
your book?
gave back to the kids.
What's the
Word.
name of your book? Let's plug
Clubhouse Confidential.
What is
Sorry.
it?
Clubhouse Confidential. The subtitle's long, but it's on Google. Louis Squeegee Castillo is an inspiring tale from a kid from the South Bronx where all his favorite, players and what he got to experience with them as a kid and ups and downs and great lessons that I learned.
that. So, and he had a play.
I was about to say. I was about to talk about that.
Right.
What's up with the play?
No, he did it right.
Bad
It was
Boy.
cute.
With-
Your cousin is in that play, right?
Yeah, my cousin is in that play. Ray Negro is
It's my cousin too, because you know that's my cousin.
Ray Negron.
Right, that's
Shout
true.
out to Ray
But
Negron.
That's my cousin
right,
from
by
her side.
relation. Right.
For the last 47 years, has given his promise to George Steinbrenner that he would always give back to kids. And he has done it for 47 years.
Amazing.
And that brother did a play called Bat Boy, not just for himself, to recognize all Bat Boys
Right.
in Yankee history, because the Bat Boys are very important to players. They like babysitters.
Of course.
You know, you want to keep your player focused on the game because he's worried about, did my wife come to the game? Did my sitter walk the dog?
Right.
You want him to focus on the game to win. So our job as Bat Boys, and we did this play, and many players, just like David Cone, Bernie Williams, Bucky Dent, Mickey Rivers,
Wow.
Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry has supported our plays. We've gone to
amazing.
different states and donated to different charities.
That's
We donated to Wounded Warriors, Kids with Cancer. Shout out to Christian Rivera Foundation. Kids with rare form of cancer have now raised millions of dollars every year
That's amazing.
with doctors to help kids to find a cure for this disease.
Oh my God, yes. I love
I'm
that.
gonna drink to them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's
And
also
to,
gonna drink too.
you know, God bless to Christian who lost his life, who's a little hero, and has now his father, Gungi, has also, you know, said, hey, I lost a kid. I don't want to see someone suffer the way me and
I
my
have a
wife suffered.
question, right? What was the name of the club on Tremont? Rumbas?
Rumba.
Is that
That's
Rumbas
the
Gungi?
famous
I
Gungi.
thought
yes.
I was bugging.
That's what-
I'm like, I know
That's
him.
my brother.
All right, here we're gonna go. We're gonna talk about him real quick. A 2-second for him.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know he threw all of the team parties
That's a
when we were
fact.
fucking kids
That's
growing
He's
up.
the one.
We-
He's the one that
reason we
made
was
George
in-
Lamont famous.
Yo.
Yup.
George Lamont says it himself.
He's the reason we were in clubs.
Yo, facts.
This man was standing in the front and he definitely knew every
Everybody.
teenager
Yes.
that pulled up, then showed
always
up.
gave
'Cause I
positivity.
knew Gungi. You used to go up to rumors. He used to be like, I'm getting in. I know
Right,
Gungi. Where's
right.
Gungi?
That's
Call
it. That's all you have
Gungi.
to say.
You know
That's
what
all you
I'm
have to
saying?
say. I
Like,
know
that's so
Gungi.
crazy.
And now he's
But
giving back.
now, right, you see what he said now? This is the difference of now, right? Now, God bless him. He lost a son.
Yeah.
He lost a son. And he's doing foundations. You understand
Under
what I'm
his
saying?
son's
Like,
name, and that it humbles you. It life is just like me. It shows you the ups and downs, and celebrities go through the same thing. We're all equal. That's why I say we're all talented, and at the end of the day, it just shows me that the human side of us of not giving up.
Right.
And helping another person out. Like you said, your story right there. He's like, you used to let us in. Same thing with 15 years old. Used to let me in with baseball players and everything.
Right.
And he could have got shut down. But what he's saying is live life.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he never put no one in harm's way. And
He
that's an
kept
OG.
us safe. He kept us safe.
Yeah.
did.
And now let me not act like he was doing no, he had teen nights.
Yeah.
That were
Facts.
specific
Facts.
for kids to be able to go to the
Facts.
club rather than
Yeah.
sneaking and be
Facts.
hanging out with adults. You had the teen nights where you would pull up and you had to have a certain color band in order for you to drink. And you know what I'm saying? He kept the age thing separate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you was cool, you already know, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's not what you talking about.
And-
But he did the teen nights, which was special.
And he,
Like that's
he
that's
loved the
that's
hood.
super special
Because
because
he came
Yeah,
from
bro.
our environment. Us. He's one
we
of
would
us.
get dressed. I remember this one night I went to Roomba's. I had on this black and white striped stockings, the stripes that come across, with this skirt that looked like a witch, and then like with this little black shirt and some big old heels. But I was like 15, 16.
Right,
I'm going
right.
to the club. I thought I was extra cute. But now I think about the outfit and I was like, damn, what the fuck was I doing?
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? But
Thinking in hindsight, yeah.
But it was that. It gave us an opportunity to spend that day getting pretty, getting ready. We're going to the club. We're going to hang out. We're going to
Focusing on
dance.
something else,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And then back then when you went to the clubs, it wasn't like now. Like back then you went to the clubs when you was a kid. We used to have the dance battles.
we
you know
really
what I'm
used to
saying?
do
We
that
used to.
shit.
Break dancing, we don't got that no more. We
Yo,
lost that
facts.
off.
I used to do the brown.
Yeah, why not? We
that
lost.
brand.
They don't do that no more. Why? Because we lost. Like I said again, the culture is changing, and we don't have those OGs to tell the young G's how to God. You know what I'm saying? God them, because I have a brother that just came home from jail, and he said, "I would never touch that again." He goes, "What I want to do is if I see a kid going the wrong path, I'm gonna pull him to the side.
Dope.
The 15 came home, you know what I'm saying? And I see his mentality now. I'm like, I'm proud of you.
That is.
Want to know why? Because he said, I damaged my community. Now I want to improve it.
Yeah.
That's a man that
Contribute
took
to it,
time
right?
in there and said he thought about it. And now he's like, yo, nah, I want to talk to that kid. He's going the wrong route.
Right.
He sees himself in that kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be with everybody.
And
Celebrities
speaking of children,
in
I
the
just
hood.
want to congratulate you on your last son, who's a little chukutuku. He's so cute.
That's my boyfriend.
It's like,
He
yeah.
is so
That's my
cute.
boyfriend.
And he's super strong. He was doing push-ups. He was showing off for me, though. Because when I pulled up, your man was doing push-ups on the floor. I was like, whoa.
Like, hello.
He's
you
only
He's
5
5
months.
months. Like, calm down.
You know
He
what?
was-
Know what that is?
And
That,
his grip is crazy.
He was staring at me. He was like,
that's his godfather, Rainer Grown, showing him the baseball players, and he's like, "You got to be a lefty. We got to
Right.
make you the next Yankee shortstop."
he's definitely on his way. He's ready to
strong.
push
He's a
up.
strong baby.
Hopefully, thank to God, you know. But you know,
And what's next for you? I want to know what's next
That's
for you.
what we need to know.
Like,
I got
this
some
is-
works for 2022, and it's towards the community and kids. Still, I'm not gonna give up. It's gonna be 11 years with my foundation.
Dope.
You know, God bless.
It's like we need an anniversary party.
Oh yeah, we should. We should throw a
We do
a
parties.
block party.
We do parties.
That's what we should do for
We
kids.
should do a block party. I'm ready. I'm with it.
And
I'm very good at getting the kids to play games and shit.
Yeah.
That's my job.
A decorate.
let's do it. Let's do it next
And we
year in the
both
summer. You know what I'm saying? And get back to these kids and show them why we care. You
I
know,
love that.
I think you could get the black shut down for the block party.
we could do
oh,
that.
yeah, I got some connections.
We could do
I
that.
think so.
And you know what I got in
I'm
store?
gonna text you.
I'm doing something that's very, very important with David Cohn. It's a children's book that's coming out.
Oh, that is so amazing.
And it's going to be called The Lucky Baseball Squeegee.
That is
Oh, that's so cute.
cool.
Are you gonna be like a small Bill? Because when they came out the cartoon with Little Bill, remember that? Like, he
No,
was
it's a
small.
round,
He was a
it's,
small
a,
Cosby.
it's a round baseball with just
No, he's
two
gonna be
short
a
little
baseball,
legs.
yeah.
You're gonna be a
And
baseball.
sneakers, yeah.
That's too cute.
Yeah, and David Cohn's gonna be an ice cream cone, and it's gonna be illustrated by Kenny Cowie.
You said David Cohn.
This is
and Ice Cream
amazing.
Yeah, and we have 26 pages, and it's an inspirational and educational sing-along book. And
Wow.
we are gonna make it affordable for urban communities.
Dope.
And you know, my first book was sponsored by St. Martin's Press, the Flatiron, but this time I want to do it for the urban community where it's affordable, and at the end of the day, that players can come and do read-alongs in schools. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
Speaking of the kids, real quick,
Don't
right?
do it long.
So, real recognized second annual toy drive is already in effect.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Right.
You can
We're
donate
working on that,
toys.
yes.
Donate, people. Donate.
If you
right?
don't have time to go buy toys and donate toys and you want to send the money, you can send over the money. I will take my time and go purchase toys because it is a toy drive.
Or if you can't
and
get to
send you
us, we'll get to you.
receipts. You know, we go pick them up, whatever it is that we have to do.
Right.
Point is we're trying to get enough toys.
Guys, $5
For the
below is
community.
$5.
Right.
Yeah.
Any
And
toy
below.
makes a kid happy.
Yep.
Right.
I'm with that.
You,
I
you
love
didn't
that.
ever
way.
lie.
excited for that.
You know what's crazy is that I remember my
I'll
favorite
dress
toy
up as
was
an
the
elf.
Jacks. Remember the 1997? You are?
I would dress up as an elf for you guys and hand out
So
gifts.
now be Santa.
You heard? I would do
That's
that.
perfect.
I would
The
do
elves.
that. You heard? I would do
Point
that. I
out.
would dress up as an elf.
This is so exciting.
And I would hand out gifts to kids.
This is what
This
we're doing.
is super exciting.
I'm Mrs. Close though
I'm giving you
because
my promise.
Santa's
I
still
would
home for
dress
the
up
night.
as an elf. Swear to God.
I think I
This
think
is
I know
great.
somebody with a beard that could be Santa. Who? My husband.
You'll get it.
I'm gonna paint his beard white.
You volunteered.
my
You
just
already
volunteered.
volunteered in.
I just volunteered him.
This is really exciting. I'm
He's
excited.
gonna be Santa and I'm Mrs. Close.
So yes, we're definitely getting that in the works.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing that. That's exciting. I'm really excited for your children's book.
That is
Another thing,
great.
Bad Boy the Play is also going off Broadway, on Broadway in 2022.
Look at us off Broadway, on
Yeah.
Broadway,
And Rainer Grown is so proud of that. We have 3 shows, and you know, thanks to the support of all the celebrities that supported us,
Yes.
and we will continue to give back to foundations that
Absolutely.
in need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please hit us up for any events that you have because you already
already know how we give
we're
that.
recognized.
We're
It's ready to pull
recognized.
up and do what we do, you know, because that's
don't
what
mind looking
matters.
like weirdos
you feel
and
me?
shit.
And let me just tell you, because I'm so excited, I want to do this like gangster style. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get out of here, New York style.
New
You know what I'm
York,
saying?
the only best way. Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. But before we do, I just want to say thank you again to Squeegee. This was amazing.
Thank you guys for having me.
What
for
you
real
do-
talk.
I am Squeegee on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Check him out. Please follow him. Support the cause. He's all about the community. And there's plenty more in store. And I'm really excited you pulled up.
Shout out
I'm
to
so glad we got to talk real shit.
AC1.
Oh, look. Shout out to 101. J.
That's a
Quest's
fact.
album is in store.
Shout out.
Shout out to Batman because I love him.
Yeah.
She don't even know him.
One last thing.
She knows the bad boy.
Tell me.
Next year, the Yankees will win the World Series.
Hello.
And I ain't gonna mention the player's name that said it, but
it's real.
We was in a restaurant together, and he said,
It's real when it's in a
I
restaurant.
promise you that, and they're already working. They started working out today. And February 14th is spring training.
Hello.
That shows you passion.
Going
So,
down.
Aaron Judge, Gio, Glaber,
I just noticed
Gallo,
Legacy got on his Yankee fit.
DJ LeMahieu, Gary Cole. It's time to bring it home.
Hello.
Time to bring it home.
Look.
Bronx Bombers, do what
My
you
hand
do.
is itching. They gonna win. That's money.
You ready? Let's do it Bronx Bomber style.
Put your hand on my face.
No.
Cheers. We gotta do it. Come on.
Do I do like the Rockettes thing?
Yeah, right here. Like that. No, that's how you do it. That's how they do it in Yankee Stadium. Bang.
Hey. Hey. Start spreading the news. Oh.
Start spreading the news.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm leaving today.
I'm leaving today.
I want to
Be a part of it.
New York.
BX, yo, was in the building. Shout out to Real Recognize. I am Squeegee. It's your girl Soul Stove.
Your fake Big Bay, okay?
Bro, thank you. God bless. Y'all already know. Until next time.
Happy holidays.
Shout out to this. I still got some coquito left.
Great.